Good day, everyone. Happy 2020. I hope everyone is fine out there. Okay, so today we're going to look at completing the square. One of the methods that is used to solve quadratic equations. Okay, so let's get to see what's happening here. Right now we have what called some problems to solve here. Okay, the first one is x squared minus 6x, but you're using completing the square here. Okay, now always remember, completing the square, you focus on the coefficient of x. Coefficient of x. So we have x squared plus minus 6x, and you take half of coefficient of x, you square it, you add and subtract. Because remember here, when you're completing the square, you're just modifying your expression here. So you're going to add plus in bracket negative 6 over 2 squared minus negative 6 over 2 squared. Now, some of you find that you don't see the reason of putting negative, okay? Because the square here is actually meant to remove the negative. So you can even put 6 over 2, it's going to be still fine. Now, what do you get here? You're going to get 6x squared minus 6x plus 3 squared minus 3 squared. Now, listen here. You are modifying. In completing the square, you're just modifying here because you want to have a complete square. So what do? You modify your expression. By modifying, what we mean? You haven't done anything here. Because if you say 3 squared minus 3 squared, you get a 0. So it's more like you add a 0 here. That's what you're saying. It's modifying. But why are you doing that? So that you can get this as a complete square. Because this one becomes a complete square where you're going to say it's going to be x minus, remember you take the sign here. So it's going to be x minus 3 squared, okay, minus 9, which is 3 squared here. That becomes your answer here. So it's going to be x squared, x minus 3 squared minus 9. That's what you get there. That's what you see. So this one here is, you take the 3 here, you use it here to complete your square. Then for this one here is left alone, it's going to be just 9 like that. That's how you deal with it. Now, this is you're just simplifying here. You're not solving anything. Then here now, remember now, coefficient of x squared must always be 1. So coefficient of x squared must always be 1. So remember that coefficient of x squared must be 1 always. So what do? You need to remove the negative to whatever you have here as a coefficient of x, x squared, make sure that you remove it. Now, how would you remove this one? You factor out negative 2 outside, then you're left with x squared minus 6x. You see? Now, this is more like what we have here, what you got here. All right, so you're going to have minus 2. It's not going to take us much time here. Squared minus 6x, okay, plus what? Plus 3 squared minus 3 squared. Remember, half of 6. Now, what do you get here? You're going to get negative 2 in bracket x minus, remember this complete square, it's going to be x minus 3 squared minus 9. Now, what do you do now? You factor in now the negative 2 in bracket here, x minus 3 squared. Negative 2 times 9 is going to give you plus 18. Okay, plus 18. That's what we have there. Then you have your your solution here. Now let's get to see equations. What you do with the equations. So always remember, we focus where? Here and here. So here it's clear. The coefficient of x squared here is 1. So we are fine with it. It's going to be x squared plus 10x. Half of 10 is 5. So let's just do the long way. It's going to be over 2 squared minus 10 over 2 squared, okay, minus 4 is equal to 0. Then what do we do now? You're going to take x squared plus 10x plus 5 squared minus 5 squared minus 4 is going to be equal to 0. Remember here, what do? We know this gives us a complete square. Now, what is our complete square? It's going to be x. Remember, you take the sign here. It's going to be x plus 5. X plus 5. Okay. Squared. Sign here. I'm going to close. Squared minus here 5 squared minus 5 squared plus 4. What do we get? It's going to be negative 25 plus 4 minus 4. It's going to give negative 29. It's going to give us 0 there. Then it's going to be x squared. X plus 5 is equal to squared is equal to 29. Now, how do you remove the square? We root both sides. We find the square root of both sides. So it's going to be x plus 5 is equals to plus minus square root of 29. Always remember that whenever you're solving such problems with the square root, it's always plus minus. It's always plus minus square root. Whenever you write square root, put plus minus square root. Then it's going to be x is going to give you negative 5 plus minus root 29. Okay, that one you can actually continue to solve it. Okay, you can punch it in a calculator. Always remember that you have got two values here that you're going to get: plus negative 5 plus root 29, negative 5 minus root 29. Then you can get your answer. Okay, then here let's get to see the final here. Remember what we said: coefficient of x squared must be 1. So what do we do? First, let's take the 3 this side. It's going to be quite easier for you. It's going to be 4x squared plus x minus 3. We take 3 this side is equal to 0. Now, how do you remove the 4 now? You divide by 4 throughout. Okay, so that becomes easy for you. That's how easy it is to eliminate. Here, what we did, we factor out because we don't have an equal sign here. We don't have an equal sign, so we just have to factor out. Okay, so we can also factor out here, but it's quite easier now to work with if you take divide by 4 throughout because there is a 0 there. Then it's going to be x squared plus x over 4 minus 3 over 4 is equal to 0. Now, what do we do now? We say x squared plus x over 4 plus half of x over 4, or half of 1/4 is 1 over 8. So it's going to be 1 over 8 squared, okay? Minus 1 over 8 squared. Remember, is equal to what? Sorry, minus 3 over 4 is equal to 0. Okay? That's what we do here. Now, then here, what do we do now? We're going to say, we take this one. We know already that this is a complete square. This 3 here is going to be x plus, we take the sign here, 1 over 8, okay, squared, minus 1 over 8, which is going to be 1 over 64, 1 over 64 minus 3 over 4 is equal to 0. Okay. Now, if we were to check here, x plus 1 over 8 minus 1 over 4, let's cancel here. Negative 1 over 4, 1 over 64, sorry, minus 3 over 4. Okay, let me just put here as well. Minus 3 over 4. What do we get? We get negative 49 over 64 equal to 0. Then we can move our negative 49 over 64 to the other side. When you move it to the other side, it becomes a positive. It's going to be x plus 1 over 8. Now there's no need for bracket now, but I just put it by mistake here. It's going to be equals to, it's fine, 49 over 64. Then it's going to be x plus 1 over 8 is equal to plus minus square root of 49 over 64. Then our answer, final answer, is going to be x is going to be equals to, the value of x is going to be equals to negative 1 over 8 plus minus root of 49 over 64 is going to be 7 over 8. 7 over 8. Okay, 7 over 8. So your answers will be either negative 1 over 8 plus 7 over 8 or negative 1 over 8 minus. So it's going to be, let me just show you this one here. Where are we now? Are you able to see here? Here on your side. Okay. Now, what do we get here? We say, sorry, the sun, right? All right. Now, what do we do here? We're going to say what? Negative 1 over, sorry, 1 over 1 over 8, okay, plus 7 over 8. What do we get? We get 3/4, 3 over 4. Then oral, we put negative there. We put a negative there. We get negative 1. So these are your two, what you call two solutions. Okay, these are your two solutions that you have there. Okay, these are your two solutions that you have there. Okay, so here for your practice work, you need to do these questions here. Yeah. So you just need to pause and do these questions, please. Okay. Then also to contact us for more information about us, you can actually contact us there. Okay. All right. You can actually contact us there. Emerson Private Tutors. What we specialize in is matricular right, also what called extra classes and also home tuition. So you can also do online classes. So to book your classes, you can just contact us for more information on that number. Okay. So until next time, thank you so much. Have a wonderful day. And stay safe. Wear your mask. Thank you so much.